Oh, there you are. Come on now, shuffle in a little closer. Pull the blanket up nice and warm around your chin. Let your head sink into that pillow. Yes, just like that. Grandpa is right here. And Grandpa has a story for you tonight. A very long, very gentle story. One that has been waiting to be told. Tonight it belongs to you. It is the story of a little trading company that started in a small Korean town with almost nothing and grew slowly, patiently, stubbornly into one of the most remarkable journeys any company has ever taken. It is the story of Samsung. Sam Sung. Say it softly. It means 3 stars in the Korean language. 3 stars. And what a name for a company that would one day light up the whole sky. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. First, let Grandpa get you settled properly. Feel your shoulders. Let them fall away from your ears. Feel your hands. Open them gently, let them rest like 2 quiet birds. Feel your breathing. In and out. You do not need to do anything with your breath. It knows what to do. It has known since the very first moment you came into this world. Just let it breathe you. And come with old Grandpa. Back, back, all the way back. To a country called Korea. A long, long time ago. When the world was different. And everything that would come after was still just a seed, sleeping under cold ground, waiting for its moment. Korea is a beautiful country, little one. Mountains that fold into one another like sleeping giants. Rivers that run cold and clear between them. And a people who have known both great hardship and great beauty, often at the very same time. In a city called Daegu, a young man named Byung-chul Lee was thinking. He was always thinking. His family had some land, some rice mills, a modest but respectable life. But Byung-chul was not satisfied. Not because he was greedy, but because he could see something. Something just over the horizon. Something he could not quite name yet. But he could feel it. The way you can feel a warm room before you open the door. In the year 1938, he started a small company. A trading company. He called it Samsung. 3 stars. At first they traded in what Korea had plenty of. Dried fish. Vegetables from the fields around the city. Noodles. Simple things. The kind of goods that feed a country and keep it alive. Nothing glamorous. Nothing that would have made you stop and take notice. But Byung-chul noticed something important very early. He noticed that the world was changing. He noticed that the things people needed today would not be the things they needed tomorrow. And so he kept his eyes open, and his hands busy, and his mind always looking forward. This patience, little one. This quiet, steady patience. This is where Samsung truly begins. Not in a factory, not in a boardroom, but in the patience of one man who was willing to plant seeds and wait for rain. Years passed. Korea went through very dark times. Wars came. Things that Grandpa will not describe tonight, because tonight is for rest, and some stories belong to daylight. But what Grandpa will tell you is that through all of it, Samsung survived. More than survived. It adapted. Like a tree in a storm that bends and bends and bends, but does not break. After the wars, Korea needed to rebuild. Everything needed rebuilding. The roads, the buildings, the lives of ordinary people who had lost so much. And Byung-chul looked at all of this, and he saw not just sadness, but possibility. He saw a country that needed things. Ordinary, everyday things. Sugar, cloth, paper. He built factories. Slowly, one by one, not rushing, not leaping ahead of himself, just one careful step at a time. A sugar refinery here, a woolen mill there, each one learning from the last, each one making Samsung a little stronger, a little more solid, a little more like something that might last. And the people who worked in those factories, they were not just workers to Byung-chul. He believed something unusual for his time. He believed that a company is only as good as the people inside it. That the human beings who give their days to a company deserve to be treated with dignity. He put that belief into how Samsung was run. And the people felt it. And they worked with a pride that you cannot buy. The kind of pride that comes from feeling that what you do matters. That someone sees you. That someone cares. Are you still with me, little one? Good, good. Your breathing sounds so slow and easy now. Grandpa notices. Let your legs be heavy. Let everything below your waist just sink. You are safe. Just floating along on this old story. Now something happened in the world around this time. Something quiet and enormous. Like a tide coming in. so slowly you do not notice until your feet are wet. Electronics. The age of electronics was beginning. Televisions were appearing in homes. Radios that once sat in living rooms like pieces of furniture were getting smaller, more affordable, more everywhere. And Byung-chul saw the tide. He felt it before most people even noticed the water was rising. And he made a decision that would change everything. Samsung would learn electronics. Now this sounds simple when you say it quickly. But it was not simple at all. It was like a fisherman deciding to become a shipbuilder. The skills are completely different. The knowledge is completely different. Everything you knew before. Helpful, yes. But not enough. You have to begin again. You have to become humble enough to be a beginner. Samsung sent its engineers to other countries to learn. Japan, America, anywhere that had the knowledge they needed. They watched. They asked questions. They made mistakes. Many mistakes. The first televisions Samsung made were not good. Grandpa will be honest with you. They broke down. They had problems. People were not impressed. And another company might have given up. Said, well, this is not for us. Gone back to sugar and cloth. But Samsung did not give up. They looked at every broken television as a lesson. They took it apart. They asked, why did this fail? What can we learn from this failure? How do we make the next one better? And the next one was better. And the one after that was better still. Slowly, generation by generation of product, Samsung got good at electronics. Not great yet, but good. And good, little one, is how great always begins. Byung-chul Lee eventually grew old, as all of us do. And in time, the company passed to his son. His name was Lee Kun-hee. Now Lee Kun-hee was a quiet man, thoughtful. He had studied abroad. He had seen how the great companies of other countries worked. He had sat in their showrooms, held their products, felt the quality in his hands, and felt something uncomfortable settle in his stomach, because he knew that Samsung's products were not yet at that level, and he could not rest with that knowledge. One day he gathered all of his most senior managers. He flew them to a city in Germany called Frankfurt, and in a hotel meeting room, he stood before them and said something they would never forget. He said, "Change everything, except your wife and children. Change everything." Those words became the heartbeat of what happened next. Samsung stopped making many products at once and focused on making a few things brilliantly. They hired designers who cared about beauty, not just function. Not just does it work, but does it feel right in the hand? Does it look like something worth keeping? Does it make you feel something when you use it? They raised their standards. In one famous moment, Lee Kun-hee heard that a batch of mobile phones Samsung had made were not good enough. And he made a decision that stunned everyone. He gathered every single defective phone, and he burned them right there in the factory yard, in front of the workers who had made them, not to punish them, but to make a point that could not be unmade. We do not send bad work into the world, not for any reason, not to save money, not to meet a deadline. Quality is not negotiable. That fire, little one, that strange and dramatic fire in a factory yard in Korea, changed Samsung forever. It told every person in the company, what we make matters. The person who will hold this product in their hands matters. We owe them our best. Every single time. Can you feel the weight of your body, little one? That lovely heaviness that comes just before sleep. Let it come. Do not chase it. Just let it settle over you like a warm and quiet evening. And then came the phone. The one that changed the world. Well, almost. Let Grandpa explain. Samsung had been making mobile phones for a while. They were good phones. Reliable. People trusted them. But the phone world changed dramatically one January morning, when another company, a company in California with a fruit for a logo, showed the world a touch screen, a phone with no buttons, just a smooth glass face that you touch with your finger. The world stopped, and Samsung, like everyone else, had to look at this new thing and decide what to do. Now some companies froze. Some panicked. Some tried to pretend nothing had changed. Samsung did something different. Samsung got to work. They went back to their engineers, back to their designers, back to their factories, and they said, we can do this. Not the same thing. Our thing. Samsung's thing. They built the Galaxy. A phone that could do everything the world had seen before, and a few things the world had not. A bigger screen, for people whose eyes wanted more room, more ways to customize, for people who like to make things their own. A camera that kept getting better, and better, and better. until people were taking photographs on their Samsung phones that looked like something a professional might have taken. The Galaxy became something remarkable, not just a product, a companion, something people carried with them everywhere, through ordinary days and extraordinary ones. First days of school, last goodbyes at airports, quiet Sunday mornings with a cup of tea, big news and small moments. Samsung was there for all of it, quietly, in the pocket, in the hand, in the photograph. But Samsung, little one, was never just a phone company. Not really. This is the part of the story that most people do not know. The part Grandpa finds most remarkable. Inside almost every piece of technology in the world, there is a tiny piece of Samsung. A chip, a screen, a memory module, something. Samsung makes the parts that go inside other people's products, including the products of its own competitors. Think about that for a moment. The chip that makes your phone think. The screen that shows you your photographs. The memory that holds your music and your messages. Many of these tiny invisible things were made in Samsung's factories, in great clean rooms where workers dressed like astronauts, to keep even the smallest speck of dust from falling on the chips. Because on something that small, a single grain of dust is a catastrophe. The care that goes into making these invisible things, little one, is extraordinary. You will never see it. Nobody will ever hold a chip up and admire it the way you admire a painting. But it is there, in everything, quiet and essential, like the roots of a tree. Nobody looks at the roots, but without the roots, there is no tree. There are no leaves. There is no shade. There is no fruit. Samsung is the roots of so much of our world. And that, to Grandpa, is a kind of poetry. Let your eyes be still now, little one. Wherever you are behind those closed lids, drifting between the story and the dark. That is exactly the right place to be. Stay there. Stay soft. Samsung grew in ways that are almost hard to hold in your mind. Ships. They build ships. Great enormous ships that carry the goods of the world. Across oceans. From one side of the earth to the other. Skyscrapers. The Burj Khalifa in Dubai, the tallest building in the world, was built partly by Samsung's construction company. Imagine that. The same name on your telephone is also on the building that stands closest to the sky. Hospitals, theme parks, hotels, insurance. Samsung moved through the world, like water moves through everything, finding every space, filling every need, always asking, what does the world need now? What will it need next? How can we be ready? And this, little one, is the secret. The one Grandpa has been saving for the quiet end of the story. Samsung's secret is not cleverness. Many companies are clever. It is not money. Money comes and goes. Samsung's secret is patience. The willingness to plant something today and water it for years, not knowing exactly what it will become, but trusting that it will become something. Byung Chul Lee planted seeds in a small Korean city and could not have imagined what grew from them. Lee Kun-hee tended those seeds through storms and could not have imagined what his son would inherit. Each generation adding something, each year building on the last. Slowly, quietly, steadily, like a river carving a canyon. You cannot watch it happen. You can only come back years later and see what the water has done. And so, little one, that is the story of Samsung. From dried fish and noodles in a Korean city, to screens and chips and ships and skyscrapers, and a little glowing device in the palm of your hand that holds your whole life in it. What a journey! What a long, patient, stubborn, beautiful journey. And somewhere in South Korea tonight, in great quiet factories, and bright clean rooms, and offices where young engineers are staring at problems no one has solved yet, the journey is still going, still planting, still watering, still waiting to see what grows. Just like you are still growing, little one. Every night while you sleep, something in you is growing too. Your mind is sorting through the day, filing things away, making connections, preparing you for tomorrow. Sleep is not the absence of work. Sleep is the most important work you do. So do it well tonight. Let the darkness be generous. Let the quiet be a kindness. There is nothing you need to hold on to right now. No worry that cannot wait until morning. No question that needs answering before the sun comes up. Everything can wait. Everything. Except this. This soft and easy sinking. This letting go. This trust that the night will hold you. The way it always has. The way it always will. Sleep now, little one. Let the 3 stars of Samsung join all the other stars above you and keep their gentle watch while you drift and drift and drift into the warmest dark. Good night. Good night. Good night.